Namaskar. And, very warm welcome to this historic World Hindu Conference that one could say has been over 100 years in the making. So, Swami Vivekananda's timeless message of compassion and selflessness still rings true to this day. We have Hindu leaders here from over 60 countries, and I believe we have an extraordinary opportunity to shape the dialogue about Hindus going forward and change the perception of Hindus as very positive change makers wherever they may be in the world today. So I wanted to share a little bit about that from my perspective, from the standpoint of a proud Hindu who grew up in India and mostly spent the adult life as a technology entrepreneur in Silicon Valley. So Hindu Americans, and more broadly Indian Americans today, are known as great engineers, doctors, entrepreneurs, academicians, generally successful in different walks of life. And you may know this, the per capita income, our per capita income is twice the national average here in America today. And it is certainly a point of pride. I mean, it's also the highest amongst all immigrant groups, but it also means we have a capacity to make a positive difference in the lives of several others around not only in the US, but around the world. And, for most of us, I mean, for me, like many of you, India is my motherland. It is my Janmabhoomi. However, for me, America, and for many of you here, whatever country you call home, is our karma bhumi now. So one of my key sort of thoughts on this is we really have to be more visible as positive change makers in our adopted homelands now, if really we have to make Hindu philosophy and thought more broadly accepted around the world. And when Hindus come together for action, collective action, we've seen amazing results. I mean, whether it is a wonderful example of the California textbooks that many of you would know about, or the election of the first Hindu Americans to US Congress with Ro Khanna in my own Silicon Valley, and right here Raja Krishnamurthy right here in Chicago, and others. And there are also wonderful works of philanthropy being done by Hindu Americans today, like Seva does fantastic work after the Houston floods or in Santa Rosa fires. So I believe we really have to be more active as philanthropists and also in public policy and in general, once again, as positive change makers. So the other thought as it relates to changing the perception of Hindus, in my view, is economic prosperity. I know Dr. Bhagwatji talked about that very wonderfully. I love the way he described avidya and darkness and deeper darkness, right? So I truly believe, I mean, as an entrepreneur myself by background, I believe in the opportunity of wealth creation for all, and also I believe that's one of the best ways to address social challenges in the world today. And as many of you may know, that today, two of the five most valuable companies in the world, are run by Hindu Americans. And all five of them are in high technology. And it is said that in Silicon Valley today, 1/2 of all business-to-business startups, B2B startups, are run by an Indian American, and majority of them obviously Hindu Americans. And what is even more exciting to me, I spend a lot of time with young entrepreneurs in the technology field from India, and there is just amazing, the high quality of entrepreneurs and the sheer number of them coming out of India who are building products for a global market. And if you think about it, I mean, there's a lot that's been written about Silicon Valley, what makes it tick. But the one thing that truly stands out, in my view, is really the deep culture, a strong Silicon Valley culture of mentor-mentee relationships. Something you could say, is the same thing that we had in our Hindu tradition, the Guru-Shishya relationship, right? That's been perhaps best manifested in Lord Krishna's mentoring Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita. So I believe forums like this can create a great opportunity to build those more Arjuna Krishna pairs and realize their dreams, and thereby create wealth for hundreds of millions of people around the world, not just Hindus, but anybody in the world. And so a few of us in Silicon Valley have actually come together to start an initiative focused on nurturing these great entrepreneurs from India who are building products for a global market, with the belief that some of today's product startups from India will go on to become global brands like a Google or Microsoft in the coming decade or two. And, just to close, just think about how far our Hindu communities have come in each of the countries where we are represented here today. Right here in America, these big changes, when I talk about 2 of the top 5 companies or the Hindu congressmen, all this happened just in the last 5-6 years. We're not talking about 30-40 years. So it is conceivable by the turn of this century, which would be about 200 years from Swami Vivekananda's seminal lecture in this very same city, it is conceivable. Just think about it. It is conceivable that 10 of the largest democracies represented here today will have a Hindu woman running the country. Or a Hindu man, maybe, right? So, and for all the young Hindus here in the audience and outside, whatever your dreams and aspirations are, I just want you to know that you have the world Hindu community behind you and rooting for your success. Thank you.